Okay, students. So for today, I'll start with again the previous topic, short circuit logical operators, as some students are having doubt in this. See here, you can see the table over here, Boolean logical operators. Over here, there are two operators you can see from the table, OR and AND. This double OR is known as short circuit OR, and this double AND is known as short circuit AND. Okay, we will see what is the use of these two operators. Yeah, remember, Java provides two interesting Boolean operators not found in some other programming languages. That is these two operators, short circuit and short circuit OR. Okay, so I'll explain you straight away with the diagram. It's very simple. See over here, let this be two expressions. Let this be A, the one which I've underlined. Let this be B, the one which I've underlined. Over here, what is this? Double AND. So students, see here, if suppose the expression A, this one, whatever I have underlined, if it is false, it will not evaluate the expression B. Why? Because we all know for an expression complete condition to be true, both if A and B are true, then only the output is true. Okay, both A and B are true, then only the output is true. So what is happening over here? If A is false, this double AND will not make the compiler to check for B whether it is true or false. Why? Because A is false, no? It will not check B. If B is true also, the output is false. So that is the advantage with this double AND, that is short circuit AND. Now, suppose over here we have got OR. We have got OR over here. So what is the purpose of OR over here? Now I'll say you. Suppose if A is true, okay, it will not check whether B is false. Why? Because in OR, if any of the statement is true, then what will happen? The output will be true. So if A is true, no matter B is false or whatever it is, the output is true. So this is the use of short circuit and short circuit OR. I hope you all have understood this. Okay. Now, yes, yeah, have you all understood this? I'm repeating again. This is A, this is B. If suppose A is true in this AND, sorry, if suppose A is false, it will not check B whether it is true or false. Why? Because one is false means the other need not be true or false, whatever it is, the output will be false. Now, if we see for OR, suppose A is true, it need not check B is false. Why? Because if one is true, the output is true. That is the thing. So that is why the name they have given us short circuit. Short circuit. Okay. Now, now we will see with this example. See here. Uh, you all please consider one thing. Let this variable denom be equal to 2. Okay. Now, let denom be equal to 2. And this num variable, you can see num. Let this be 40. Let this be 2. Let this be 40. So what is going to happen over here? 2 not equal to 0. That is true. This will become true. Then only it will check this. It will evaluate this. Now what it is? I said num as 40. No. So 40 divided by 2. That is 20. 20 greater than 10. That is true. So this way it will perform. Suppose now what I am going to do is I am going to give you one value. If you want to write roughly, you please write. Suppose in this denom is 0. Denom is 0. Denom is 0. So 0 not equal to 0. What will happen? That is false. So it won't evaluate this. It won't evaluate this. Now suppose my question is, suppose there is only 1 ampersand. Only 1 ampersand. Okay. That is only one and denom is 0. So what will happen over here? 0 not equal to 0, that is false. But as over here there is no short circuit, the normal AND. So over here, as this is false, the one which I have made with an arrow mark, as this is false, what will happen? It will evaluate this also. Now what is going to happen over here? Num is 40, denom is 0. So 40 divided by 0. So what is 40 divided by 0? You all have learned this in exception handling concept in C++, that any number divided by 0 will cause you an runtime exception. So this program will give you a runtime exception when denom is 0. Also when there is no short circuit. That is, there is no double ampersand. If there is only one ampersand, then that time this program will cause you an error. So the advantage is, if you are going to use double ampersand, what is going to happen if denom is 0? Okay, first of all 0 it is. So 0 not equal to 0, over here only it is becoming false. So it will not make your program to divide 40 by 0, that is num divided by 0. So if it is not making num gets divided by 0, there is no chance of creating or causing a runtime error. That is exception. So that is the advantage of this double AND. Okay, I hope you all have understood this. Yes, students, have you all have understood this? Please reply with yes. Now, the next thing is, you all please observe over here in this example. Suppose if C is 1 only. See, there are two expressions over here. Okay, C is 1. So what is going to happen? 1 is equals to 1 is double equal to 1. That is true. And it is going to evaluate the incrementation of E. Okay. Suppose if C is not equal to 1. Suppose C is not equal to 1. What is going to happen over here? If C is not equal to 1, suppose C is 2. 2 double equal to 1, that is false. So if C is not equal to 1 also, it is going to perform the evaluation of incrementation of E. So that it is trying to explain in this, if you are going to use single operator, no, single AND operator, okay, no matter the first expression is false or true, it is going to evaluate the next expression also. Suppose if you are going to use double AND, so what will happen over here? If this expression is true, then only it will come here to evaluate the next expression. I hope you all have understood this.